following is a production of the Department of Broadcasting and Journalism at Western Illinois University.
Live from Salee Hall in high definition. News 3 starts now.
Coming up on News 3's Live at 4, you know the weapon laws on campus? A concealed carry permit may not keep you out of jail. That story ahead.
Western Illinois University celebrates its 116th birthday in the midst of the state's financial crisis. How the university plans to move forward in the uncertain times ahead.
Plus, tonight the city and the university celebrate some of the accomplishments made over the past year in WIU's annual Town and Gown event.
Western Illinois University is celebrating its 116th birthday. Good afternoon, welcome to Live at 4.
And in spite of the lack of a state budget, President Jack Thomas is optimistic about the school moving forward. On September 23, 1902, Western Illinois University opened the doors for education. Thomas spoke to the university about challenges Western has faced in the past, but he says the school has always overcome them.
Uncertainty in Springfield remains. I applaud this university community for remaining committed to providing an excellent education to our students who deserve our best.
You received $6.6 million from the state last week for the fiscal year 2015. He also told News 3 Western has budgeted 2 to 3 more months of payroll from last year's budget. Thomas said the sooner the budget is finalized in Springfield, the sooner he and Western employees can be at ease.
MAP grant funding is still an issue in Illinois, 1 week after State Treasurer Mike Frericks visited Macomb in a panel discussion on the topic. So what can families of prospective students do to prepare for the money burden? Karen Kafa, reports.
Families of students already on campus aren't the only ones who should be thinking about and talking about college financial aid.
Have a conversation, be open, be truthful and honest about what's realistic, what you want to do, what your heart's set on, but do it early and really think about it and make decisions as a family.
Mary Morris of the College Savings Foundation says it's never too early to have those types of honest conversations, even though parents may feel like they want to protect their children from family finances. The conversation doesn't necessarily have to include a household's hard numbers, but can touch on some broader ideas.
Think about what you want to do when you come out of college and how much money you're likely to make, and let that be your guide on how much debt maybe you're willing to take on.
High school juniors and seniors should read into the specifics of federal and private loans, especially the terms of repayment.
A lot of students really don't understand what they're getting themselves in for, and it is a long-term commitment, so be careful.
That research can be crossed off the checklist before a student makes a final commitment, so families can move past the question of where to get funding, turn the focus to planning how they'll pay it back. For Consumer Watch, I'm Karen Kafa.
Saturday marked the last day for Illinois Train Safety Week. It worked to promote vehicle and pedestrian safety around railroad crossings. Police officers say that they were actively involved in rail safety education. On 2 separate days, officers handed out safety information and promotional items at the Amtrak station. Macomb police say that they are proud to report no violations were observed during this time. They would also like to remind Macomb to always look, listen, and live when near railroad tracks.
The Macomb School District is celebrating an accomplishment. The 2016 Heritage Days will feature Macomb Public Schools' Generations of Excellence. Macomb High Schools have been in operation since 1866. Macomb has had 185 years of organized education, but 2016 will mark 150 years of Macomb High School. Board of Education President Matt Bierman explains the anniversary.
2016 would be the 150th year of having Macomb High School education, having a building dedicated to that. So we've had 4 buildings over 150 years.
Heritage Days committee meetings are typically held at 5 p.m., the second Tuesday of each month at the Macomb Area Convention and Visitors Bureau. Rocky will get 23 new friends after the Town and Gown event tonight.
These new friends are part of the Rocky on Parade Public Art Project created by the College of Fine Arts. The unveilings start tonight at 5:30 at the Forum. They will also announce the winners of this year's honorary Alumni and Town and Gown Award. Do you want to see the Rockies but don't have time to go? Join Good Morning Macomb at 9 for our special Rocky on Parade episode. You can also touch up on your Rocky history tomorrow morning as we talk all about our school's mascot. Fall season is officially here, but where are those fall temps?
We have felt 80 degrees for the past week, so when will we see the temperature and leaves change? News 3 Nicholas Stewart is in the Storm Team 3 Weather Center with a look at our forecast. Nick?
Yeah, I can say as a spoiler alert, the summer-like conditions are going to continue for quite some time. As you look outside right now, you can see those temperatures are very, very warm. Those very clear skies out there as well. Temperatures right now are about 82 degrees in the downtown square at this hour. Very dry conditions as well at only 31% humidity. Also notice that east wind blowing in at 8 miles per hour. Very dry conditions out there, very warm conditions. That's definitely promoting some fire danger as you are outside today. Looking at the satellite radar composite, there's a small storm system off to our west that's dumping a lot of rain on western Iowa, but that'll fizzle out before it even gets here. So we're looking at more dry conditions persisting for the next several days. And across the region, temperatures are in the low 80s. We'll take a look at your full forecast in a couple minutes. That includes our seasonal outlook, including the temperatures for this early winter. Back to you guys.
The Tri-County Recycling Facility is celebrating 10 years this week. The facility accepts products that are illegal to throw away. That includes cans of paints and electronics like TVs, monitors, and computers. This week marks a decade of appreciated service.
Celebrating our 10th anniversary. We opened our doors in September of 2005 and have been going strong ever since. The changing laws have made more and more difficult to get rid of certain things, TVs in particular, and paint's always been an issue to get rid of, so they're very appreciative of it.
Some things have changed in the last 10 years, but they're doing great work in recycling electronics. Yeah, McDonough County and the regional collection effort are still very valuable, and I hope they'll continue for years.
Open Tuesday, Friday. Please call ahead if you have large or heavy items.
Residents of Illinois are now allowed to carry concealed weapons to protect themselves. That doesn't mean you can carry them everywhere. News 3's Sam T. Jensen reports what you need to know about restrictions at Western.
We've all seen the signs around campus. No guns. This is in response to the Firearm Concealed Carry Act that became a state law in Illinois in 2013. OPS Director Scott Harris says weapons of any kind are not allowed on university property.
Now that includes our buildings, our labs, residential facilities, and parking lots. However, there are exceptions to every rule.
Those exceptions include public safety employees, local law enforcement, or other law enforcement agencies doing business on university property. Students, employees, and any visitors to the campus are asked to leave potential weapons in their vehicle. The parking lots at WIU act as a safe haven, meaning that if you have a license to carry a firearm, you can leave it in the trunk of your vehicle or in the glove box, as long as it's locked and not in plain sight. The policy was put into place to benefit the safety of the WIU community. However, not all students see it that way.
In the case in the trunk of your car is not going to do you any good when you're sitting in the classroom being shot at. To be completely honest with you, I don't feel safe at all with a sticker on the door that says that criminals aren't allowed to do something.
It might be just a sticker, but it carries some weight. There are consequences to knowingly bringing a weapon onto campus property.
If a student was to walk into my office, even though they have a concealed carry permit with a weapon, they're subject to an arrest. They're also subject to the Student Judicial Code, and that ranges all the way up, including expulsion. It's state statute. It's not the university policy, it's state statute. The state statute says weapons are banned from the university.
The policy also prohibits BB guns, knives with blades over 3 inches, and anything that resembles a weapon that could be a cause for concern. For News 3, I'm Sam T. Jensen.
Thanks, Sam. More information on the weapons policy is available on the Office of Public Safety's website at wiu.edu/OPS.
Coming up next on Live at 4, students at WIU now have the opportunity to study LGBTQ issues. More on that ahead.
We
Stories, they happen everywhere. At News 3, we go the distance and tell them firsthand. Across the region,
the tornado tore through a neighborhood in Washington, Illinois.
Across the state.
Here at the state capitol in Springfield for the gubernatorial race.
Across generations.
We have a lot of people that are very dedicated. We're all volunteers.
The stories that inform us, the stories that move us, the stories that matter from a fresh perspective.
Hart, what's going on? I'm leaving. Why? What did I do? Not enough. The pressure's too much. I quit. I get it. I can do better. Just please don't leave.
Don't let your heart quit on you. Get your uncontrolled high blood pressure to a healthy range before it's too late.
Before the lights go on, dedication, teamwork, precision. Award-winning leadership brings you Macomb's only local TV newscast. On the air, live at 4, Friday mornings at 10, and online all the time. Our community, your community, News 3.
Your family, friends, and neighbors are all counting on you. Never let your gun get into the wrong hands. Remember, always lock it up.
Now from Macomb in high definition, you're watching Colleen Judge, Anna Malay Zuniga, Storm Team 3's 5-day outlook, and sports with Denny Fry. Live at 4 continues.
Western has added a new minor for students to take. Students starting this fall can minor in queer studies. News 3's Kyle Sullivan introduces us to the instructor who made it all happen.
Students at Western Illinois University can get a minor in queer studies. The minor is advised by English instructor Merrill Cole, and it took a long process for Cole and others to get the minor added.
We did surveys. There were an unbelievable number of meetings to attend, lots of writing to do. I did a feasibility study. So it took about 2 years of study work to get it going.
Although it may be new to Western Illinois, minors similar to queer studies haven't been a new area of study for some college students across the nation.
They actually exist all over the country, and one of them is as old as 1989. So queer studies, or by its other name, sexuality studies, LGBT studies, is a relatively new phenomena.
As for its future, Cole hopes to see the minor grow.
Well, I hope that it stays and that it grows and that more departments across the university get involved with it, and that we have students attending the courses. We already have students, but we'll always want more.
Reporting for News 3, I'm Kyle Sullivan.
Western is now the third college in Illinois to have a minor in queer studies.
Hunters in West Central Illinois might notice a significant decrease in the deer population from last year. The Illinois Department of Natural Resources has confirmed nearly 50 cases of EHD in white-tailed deer so far in 2015. Doug Dufford is with the Illinois DNR. He says the disease is transmitted between deer through biting flies called midges.
We'll get feverish, and oftentimes will go towards water because they're thirsty because of the fever, but also to cool off. So a lot of times you'll find these animals sick or immobile or even dead in or near water sources.
Says EHD can occasionally affect livestock, but it doesn't pose any threat to humans. He adds that deer affected by EHD can still be eaten as long as the meat is cooked properly.
Coming up, News 3's Nicholas Stewart will be in the storm, Team 3's Weather Center.
Nick will let us know if we can expect a feeling of fall in the future. Stay tuned.
One day, when the glory comes, it will be ours.
Dr. King, what's your next move?
A march from Selma to Montgomery.
Selma is loud for every man, woman, and child.
We will not wait any longer.
In front of the crowd.
Mine eyes have seen the glory. Glory, glory, hallelujah.
Every day across America,
excess food is gathered by a network of good people at local food banks, giving hope to millions of children who struggle with hunger. They've earned their wings, and you can too. Together, we can solve child hunger. Support Feeding America and your local food bank at feedingamerica.org.
I'm a teacher. Let me tell you what I make. I make learning a privilege, not a chore, and frustration a tool, not an obstacle. I make working hard seem easy and giving up impossible. I make an old subject feel like a fresh thought and unconventional methods common. I'm a teacher. I make more.
So they say it's a man's world? I don't see anybody's name on it.
While they were doing their thing, we slowly changed our world.
Today, women can do anything men can do. And there's one thing we're even better at.
Happy Thursday afternoon, everybody. Taking a look outside, you can see yet another very summer-like day as we enter the season of fall. Right now, we're at 82 degrees on the Courthouse Square, a dew point of only 42 with a humidity only at 31%. Very dry conditions out there. And these conditions are really going to continue for the next several days. I'm starting to be getting an idea of what it's like to forecast in places like the desert, where the conditions are so persistent for so long. Across the region, the temperatures are pretty much all across the same. Basically low 80s for much of the area. We're noticing a little bit of this cooler temperatures west of Des Moines that's associated with a little low pressure center moving into the area. You can actually see the clockwise or the counterclockwise flow with this low pressure center. It's moving on off to the east, but that's going to fizzle through the nighttime. That's not going to bring any rain. It'll also bring very little cloud cover to us once again. Temperatures tonight are going to drop, not going to drop too much. Looking at temperatures looking into possibly the 50s range for much of Illinois. Warmer temperatures off to the south. More of the same for tomorrow, more of the same throughout the forecast. Temperatures either in the upper 70s, possibly low 80s for much of the tri-state region. Davenport checking at 77, a little bit of the cooler temperature. Looking at Chicago, though, only a 70. We're getting this easterly wind moving across the area. That's going to be bringing some lake-cooled air. And looking at tomorrow night, again, another cool night with temperatures in the 50s for much of the region. Now looking ahead for the next several weeks, looking at the month of October, the Climate Prediction Center has us under a very warm area forecast. We're looking at temperatures above normal. That's going to continue for the winter as well. This is the official winter forecast from the Climate Prediction Center, looking at warmer and more above temperatures than normal. For tonight, we're looking at temperatures about 56 degrees, again under mostly clear skies. East wind blowing at 5 miles per hour. For tomorrow, we'll get about 81 degrees, again northeast wind about 5 to 10 miles per hour. 5-day forecast. Doesn't change very much. Temperatures fluctuate very little, only about 5 degrees through time. The highest we'll get is the beginning of next week at 84 degrees, but very consistent, sitting at 81, sunny skies, and of course temperatures and only reaching the bottom 50s throughout the nighttime.
So it's beautiful out there.
I would say so. It's a little warm for me, but it definitely looks very picturesque
Especially
out there.
for fall.
You brought us a lot of good news about weather. Danny, can you give us any good news about sports?
Well, you have to find out. Coming up next in sports, the Macomb High School football team is starting to hit its stride. Head coach Kelly Sears wants to keep it going against the Illini West on homecoming. Also, the Macomb High School volleyball team tried to get back on track Wednesday night against Camp Point Central. And the Western Illinois football team has a balanced offensive attack again, thanks to the return of Nico Watson. All that and more next on Live at 4.
Hey everybody! Heart disease affects 1 in every 3 women in America, but you can fight back. There's no time to lose. Mothers, sisters, daughters, families, and friends, it's time to shout louder, stand stronger, and demand change.
Let's go! To the Batmobile. Dang it.
To the invisible jet!
Dang it.
Together, we can put an end to heart disease. It's time to go red for women. I could use your help. Learn more from the American Heart Association at www.goredforwomen.org.
What do you think it would be like to teach? Chances are, you have no idea. Teachers today are breaking down obstacles, finding innovative ways to instill old lessons, proving that greatness can be found in everyday places, and that you don't need to be famous to be unforgettable. That's what it's like to teach.
What did you want to be when you grew up? Now, how do you make it happen? Think purple, think success, think Western Illinois University.
My favorite thing about WIU is how much we work as a team. Everyone here has helped immensely, and when we work together, the outcome is amazing. Producing for the newscast, writing for the newscast, going to City Council every Monday. It's something that I've learned that it takes a team. There's no such thing as an I. If there's an I, then we know that something's going to go wrong. I really do believe WIU has prepared me for the outside world. I can't wait to see where I end up. I have to thank everyone that has been involved. You know, Jasmine Creighton, she has managed to help me overcome that scary part. And the way that you have a great show is not the content that you have, it's the people who you work with. And here at WIU, I have had a chance to work with some excellent people.
Welcome back. I'm Danny Fry with sports. The Macomb High football team climbed back to a 500 record at 2-2 after a dominating 40-18 victory over rival Monmouth Roseville last Friday night in a game that got moved up an hour. Next up, it's the homecoming game against Illini West.
The big thing is it's a football game. You know, if there wasn't a football game, there wouldn't be a homecoming. And, you know, it's not about the girl you took to the dance. It's not about the dance. It's not about who got the queen, because you won't remember that. But I can guarantee you that you ask anybody that played high school football, they can tell you if they won their senior homecoming. Here at Macomb High, one of the things that we've really took a lot of pride in is winning home football games. I know there were years that we went 3-4 years without losing a home football game, and you know, we took a lot of pride in that. And last couple of years, that hadn't happened.
The Bombers have a simple game plan to come out with a homecoming victory over Illini West.
The big thing is we got to stop their fullback. You know, they run out of a double wing set and they come right at us. And, you know, our offense has got to be clicking. And, you know, I've told you before, type of offense we run, we let the air out of the ball. And, you know, if we have some 7, 8, 9, 10-minute drives and let the air out of the ball, I think we'll be in good shape.
Kickoff at MHS Field against the Chargers of Illini West is set for 7 o'clock tomorrow night. After falling to Illini West on Tuesday, the Macomb High volleyball team looked to rebound against Camp Point Central on Wednesday night. Start with the Tros wrapping up at the hangar, and the Lady Bombers will set it up to Haley Coker for the kill. MHS up 1-0 early. Coker again on the attack, blocked, and Morgan Louderman can't handle it. Central down 22-21 at that point. Set point for Macomb, and the return is long. Bombers take the first set 25-21. On to the second set. Bombers looking for the sweep, tied at 10. Panthers fire it back over and take the lead with the kill. Time for Macomb now to rally, down 18-15. The assist over to Chloe Farr, who spikes it over for the Bomber point. Panthers trying to hang on. Momentum all on the Bombers' side as Coker taps it over to put MHS ahead 24-21. They only need one more point. A good dig right there by Courtney Thorman, and then Camp Point can't handle it along the side. Bombers take the second set and the match. 2-0 victory for the Bombers, who pick up win number 11 on the season. The next matches for the Lady Bombers are in the Camp Point Central tournament on Monday. Although the WIU football team lost 34-27 on the road to Coastal Carolina, improvement was shown on offense thanks to the return of running back Nico Watson, who redshirted last season but is now back to reunite with his teammates.
Show people who I really am and my true character, you know, and just coming back I was on a mission to come back. Coach Nielsen set the standards high, and I met each one of them.
Larry Harris has known Watson since junior high and is excited to have the chance to play with him again.
Since then, we've been very good friends, on and off the field, mostly on the field. You know, we build a bond through the way we play together, the type of energy that we bring for each other. You know, we feed off of each other, and we try to make sure that we bring our team to the best success that they can have. The locker room is definitely excited. All the guys Sunday were coming in like, wow, Nico, you know, you're a force, you're a bowling ball, because a lot of those guys didn't get to see him play last year or the year before that. So having him in the locker room now, he's definitely brought up a lot of spirits, and a lot of guys are happy to have him back, actually.
With Watson back, there's only one goal for the Leathernecks.
I want to win, man. I mean, that's the team goal. I want to win. I want to bring the culture back, bring the Leatherneck tradition back, and I wouldn't mind having my class up there on that board back there to be the class to turn everything around.
WIU is on a bye this week, but Watson can't wait to hit Hanson Field again on October 3rd versus Southern Illinois in the Leathernecks homecoming game. So homecomings all around here in the Macomb area in sports.
That is actually really great, Danny. I saw the turf was teal.
Last week it was against Coastal Carolina. A little tough for the announcer's job. Commentators trying to figure out where the numbers were.
I can imagine. I mean, I guess it looks nice, but...
Oh, it was great. It can't be Myrtle Beach weather either. It was just spectacular.
Wait, can we talk about those Montroseville loss there?
I don't know. They lost 40 to 18. I don't even want to talk about that right now.
Yes.
Thank you, Danny. Thank you. And coming up, it's Pumpkin So Great. Charlie Brown would have been a fan.
Just how big of a jack-o'-lantern are we talking about? We'll show you after the break.
Wow, these are really good.
You act surprised. Practice makes perfect.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of teens in foster care who don't need perfection. They need you.
Getting closer to nature can get you closer to your family. Go to discovertheforest.org.
They said I couldn't dream. Called me a piece of trash and swore that's all I'd ever be. Said a bottle couldn't see the ocean. Give up. Go back to the dumpster. But I didn't listen. I made my way. And now, I am what I've always wanted to be.
The 2,000-pound pumpkin grown in Illinois is now North America's top pumpkin. The ginormous pumpkin took the prize at the Cedarburg Wine and Harvest Festival in Wisconsin over the weekend.
The colossal pumpkin was grown in Cedar, Illinois. The pumpkin's owner says it was just luck that it got that big. A 2,323-pound pumpkin from Switzerland holds the world record as the largest pumpkin.
That's one big pumpkin.
Well, I mean, if you definitely want to view it, if you want to pick pumpkins, I know there's a lot of farmers markets going on. The weather is definitely going to be quite beautiful for that the next several days. Taking a look at the 5-day forecast, temperatures don't change very much. It's probably one of the easiest forecasts I've had to do in quite some time. The high temperatures vary 5 degrees across the 5-day forecast. 81 and 79 for the weekend, and warming up just a little bit for the beginning of next week. But no rain, not a lot of cloud cover, just beautiful sunshine and warm conditions.
Perfect weather.
I like it. I could use it maybe a smidge cooler, but I mean, I'll take what I can get.
We're getting there. Hopefully, we're getting there.
That's all for us today from our studios.
But we continue online all the time. NEWS3WIU.com.
For Nicholas Stewart, I'm Colleen Judd.
And for Danny Fry, I'm Anna Malay Zuniga.
And for all of us at News 3, have a great evening.